When you were younger, you've spoken before about being kind of like quite hardcore into the party scene. Do you miss that?
That was a problematic time. I don't think that was a good time.
Yeah. When you look back on that, is that something that it influences your music now, do you think, or is that a darker thing that you've kind of closed the door on?
I like dark things. I like everything bad means good music. Mm-hmm. That's why I don't mind if like shitty things happen to me, because then it means I make better art usually.
Do you actively go out and seek shitty situations?
Depends.
What was the last shitty situation that you felt has inspired something decent?
Oh, I twisted both my ankles in Europe.
How'd you do that?
I don't know, I just really like being injured.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, it feels cool. It feels badass to have to walk around with like casts on and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, I thought that was... That just helped the live show because people got really stoked. People get really stoked when you're hurt on stage.
Yeah.
I think it's like the underdog. It's like, because then it appears as if you're overcoming some kind of trial.
Well, what's been your most dramatic injury then?
Like since touring?
Ever?
Man, I got frostbite twice.
How?
In Montreal. Just because it's really fucking cold.
Just like wandering around?
One time wandering around, just because I was just wearing tights and like I didn't think about it. I was just wearing boots to my knees and then like a skirt that went above my knees and my knees were exposed and I got frostbite on the back of my leg. And then the emergency room wait was 14 hours, so I just soaked my leg in the bathtub for like 2 hours and then like ripped it off with my nails. It
Jesus.
fucking hurt. So that was the first time. And then the second time, it was so cold in my apartment that I got frostbite on my toes in my apartment.
Shit.
Wow.
No heating?
Well, I mean, like my apartment is awesome because it's really cheap, but there's like it's got really bad insulation. It's got huge windows, which is awesome in the summer. It's like, you know, a huge place with big windows or whatever, like when I used to live somewhere anyway. But the only problem with that is that heat is like, it would just be significantly more than my rent to actually heat the place. So we just would wear coats all the time and not heat the apartment. But, you know, and then one day my foot went numb and, you know, but I was just wearing like 3 layers of socks or whatever and I was just like, oh, whatever, like, you know, and it's too cold, you never want to change or have a shower. Mm-hmm. And then so finally on like the third day I like took my socks off because I like, okay, my feet have been numb for way too long. And then they were just like completely white and then I hammered them back and it took like 5 hours to get the feeling back in my feet, and then they just started like, they were like really itchy and weird and painful, and they just like got like covered in blisters, and then they turned like dark purple, and like the skin got really hard and black. It was like so bad. Again, the emergency room wait was too long, and they were fine overall, but they're really weird. They're kind of numb now, and whenever it's cold, they just go completely numb, and it took like 8 months for them to go back to normal.
Have you got any scars other than that?
Yeah, I've got a lot of good scars. I get hurt a lot.
What's your favourite scar?
When I was in high school, we couldn't get tattoos because it was like, you needed to be 16 to get tattoos. Me and my friends decided that we would brand each other. This was like the worst idea ever. And so I did like 3 big lines on my hip, or my friend did. And then the next day I had been invited to prom, so I went to prom. And again, it was the fucking tights. Anyway, so I slept, and then I woke up in the morning, and I was like, oh, I have to pee. And I went to the bathroom, and the scar, or the scab was on the outside of my tights. And I was just like about to pee. Like, I was like, I have to pee so bad. I just had to like pull my tights down to pee. And sorry, this is like a really gruesome interview. I'm really sorry.
That's all good.
But in doing so, I like ripped off the scab, obviously. I mean, I had no other options. Like, what was I going to do? Just like never... Yeah, but I'd still have to rip it off, you know? So now now I just have like a huge scar on my hip. But it's kind of cool. It looks like I've been like, I don't know, gruesomely attacked or something.
What did your parents make of that?
Oh, they don't know.
They don't know.
Yeah.
What did your parents make of your music?
I think they like it. I think sometimes they don't understand it all the time, but they like it.
Were they the kind of parents who would try to discipline you when you were younger, or were they quite open-minded?
They're very strict, very strict.
Very strict.
Yeah.
How would they try and keep you in line when you were a kid?
I was just grounded at all times. Like it was at the point where like if I did things, it was because I snuck out.
Yeah.
So, like yeah, because I was just by the time I was in grade 10, I was literally just grounded like forever.
And are you close to your 4 brothers?
Yeah. more or less. Yeah.
Will you be doing more collaborations with your brother who raps?
Maybe. There's such a tight leash on like what I'm allowed to do these days, or like just in terms of just because like legal stuff. Like every time I collaborate with someone else, like a big thing. Someone's a lawyer. I have to talk with someone's lawyer, so it's like I feel like I want to be very choosy about what I do.
Has achieving the success that you're enjoying today, is it everything that you imagined it would be?
It's pretty good. It's actually better than I thought it would be, probably because, or I don't know, but like I feel like I generally have pretty much just freedom. Like I can just do what I want, at least artistically. That's all I really care about. Is like if I can be successful and still do what I want artistically and not feel like I have to compromise. That's awesome. Like I would never I'd rather be less successful and do what I want, but seeing that it seems that both things can happen, that's like pretty great, I think.
Do you ever worry about the way fame could affect you in a negative way?
No, I don't think so. I'm not. All the things, like whenever I see people that are just really, like obviously like they've taken things to like, they've gotten weird, you know, like sometimes you're on like a shoot with somebody and they'll just be like really rude to all the makeup people and stuff, and it's just so disgusting to me that it's always just like, just never be like that. You know, I think that's really important.
Yeah.
To think about that kind of stuff.
And Brooke Candy is a muse to you. Is there anyone else out there that you've come across who's...
Oh yeah, I mean like I think I just like people, like I thought I don't know, like there's just so many crazy interesting people out there that I don't know, I feel like I'm constantly running into people that I just want to make documentaries about or something, but I don't know, yeah. I want to make a documentary about like earnest people, like cause people who are like incredibly earnest to the point of almost being like socially handicapped. It's like very interesting. It's a very interesting thing. I don't know. I have a couple of friends that are just like really, really, really earnest, and I think it would just be really funny to just film them.
What kind of people do you find yourself naturally drawn towards?
I think just people who are smart and who value like anyone who I can spend time with where we're like working on stuff together, like all my best friends, like when we hang out, like I'll be in my room recording and they'll be in their room recording, and then we'll like meet up and like have lunch and then go back and do that. I keep doing that. You know, like those are the people that I tend to. I just like people that are passionate about stuff and who are like bright and smart and would be challenge